diamonds on my neck. I like boarding jets, I like more than sex. But nothing in this world that I like more than checks. Money. All I really wanna see is the money. I don't really need a D, I need the money. All a bad bitch need is the
All right. Welcome back, lovers and friends. I'm your host, Troy Ryan, and this is Love Journal. My journey into healing, relearning, and defining love for myself. Now, during the first half of the season, I did a segment episode called a revamp episode. The idea was that love can't be figured out with just one conversation. So I redo a previous interview with a different person to gain a different perspective. It helps me to see where the similarities in those ideas or ideals lie and their differences. With that, today is a revamp episode, all about the importance of love and money. The truth is, money is important in a relationship, and not in the superficial way, but in a very realistic way. And that doesn't mean you have to have a lot exactly, but it means the conversation needs to be had. Previously, I brought my friend Brisha on to discuss love and money, and today I wanted to actually bring in a family member. This will be another family member guest for the show, my cousin, Mr. Devon Lee. Check it out. So I picked you for this episode just because, I mean, you know, we've always made jokes about it and shit, but like called you like the bougie cousin.
Oh yeah.
But
I can see it now. I can see it now.
But like I've been like re-looking at that word, you know what I'm saying? Because like people are starting to say it to me like about certain shit. Like right now I'm the farthest from bougie because I'm like being completely vulnerable. You know, I'm like in between jobs and shit, so shit been a little less on the bougie side right now. But it's cool. So. But when I was working and everything, like, these past few years, I've started to have very specific preferences on shit. That might not be the normal, the normal shit that people, I guess, fuck with. And some people call me bougie about shit. Like, one of my things is, like, I've said before, and I'm probably going to get an endorsement at this point, but, like, Fenty Skin, I pretty much, like, fuck with the whole little, that's my shit. Like,
okay.
For what? I'm gonna go ahead and get this. You know what I'm saying? So I've recently just like re-looked at that term, and I feel like it is people who can be stuck up with it, but it's never a stuck up energy from you. You know, like me family. So it's just more so, and just other people that I know that's been called that. Like it's more so just knowing what you want.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and I feel like you're like the best person to kind of talk about love and money.
Yeah. Especially the money part.
Yeah, right. And it's funny too, like the story that crossed my mind. I don't know if you remember this. I probably brought it up before too, but because it's like my favorite. I remember we was spending like weekend or whatever in Redford and shit, and I had like a little duffel bag, little gray and like.
Oh yeah.
And you came through with the Fendi that weekend. Like I hopped in on my bed, like, I'm gonna need you to move that from my bag. And like that shit is hilarious. I loved it. So, so my first question is money important in a relationship?
Yes, money is definitely important for the relationship. Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All the way, 100% actually, 100% important.
Yeah. See, so and that's something I'm learning too. Like, so I mean, just real quick, actually. So, does a person like, if you're with somebody, is it in the sense of like they have to have more money, or just have it in general? You know.
I would say, where I'm at now today, I would say equivalent to what I have now. It doesn't necessarily have to be more. I would love it to be more, but I say equivalent because I'm about to be 30 next week, so it's like not everybody makes not everybody makes the same. Yeah, I know, right? Not everybody makes the same amount, and
realistically, right.
Yeah, realistically, because somebody may make 6 figures one day and lose their job and have to get another job to build back up. So, and I actually seen that from experience. So
Yeah, and it's like so like one of the things that like I was thinking about recently too. I was talking to my best friend, like also sometimes like somebody mentioned just like really liking me and all that. Like my head,
mm-hmm.
I can't even go there right now because like mentally I'm just like I gotta get this fucking money. Like I'm not even in the space to be, you know, trying to ask somebody else to that. So it's like
Yeah.
almost something like I feel like you in a way maybe shouldn't pursue something if you're in that space, but then it's also like it's also up to the person though, right? Like if they're comfortable,
I,
I think.
I feel like if a person really, really likes you and a person is really into you, they would help you out in a sense. Not just give you
I hate help. I
everything.
hate it.
Yeah, but but everybody in life need help.
Yeah, yeah.
It is what it is. So, but I feel like if they're really interested in you, yeah, help me out because it could be vice versa. Like I said, someone can lose. You can know somebody that made 6 figures today, and they lose their job, and then you're like, damn, this person may need a hand out because this person looked out for me. So, yeah, everybody need help. I think a relationship itself is just helping each other build and become a better person.
I love the maturity.
Yeah, it's definitely maturity, but you have to find that person that's on the same level as you.
Yeah,
too. Like,
yeah, of course. Because then also like so I have to rephrase when I say like I hate help. I love help.
mm-hmm.
Like I help people myself, but like I don't like but like I realized because of how I grew up, it's difficult for me to talk about finances with a spouse.
Okay.
Like I can, like I help, like I said, I help people when I have money and shit like that. I randomly just sent my friend, like, here, like, oh, you need something, like, you good, like, Christmas and all kind of shit. Like, I love to do for people, but like when I'm having a financially rough time, it's very difficult for me to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll kind of just like, I don't know, like, I might not at all.
Me on the other hand, I definitely talk about it because I have my hand out now. Now, one thing about me, I don't care how much money I make,
okay.
I'm going to have my hand out. So, I'm going to get $10, $3,000. I'm going to have my hand out. Yeah, like, so I'm not scared to ask if I really need something, because I would expect for my lover to do the same.
Yeah, and so like that too, like even with gifts and shit, like this past year I had a boyfriend and he was just like asking me what I wanted for Christmas. I was like, I don't fucking know. Like not this past year, the year before. But either way, like, cause it had been so long. But even still, just like gifts from guys, it's just like always made me just like like I said, like just how I grew up. Like it was like a hot button in my house. So it was always something that we either didn't talk about or when we did talk about it caused like a fucking just ruckus,
Yeah.
So it was just like I think I learned to just like pull that back unless I'm the one that's doing the giving or the taking care of, then shut the fuck up.
So do you want to change that? Like,
oh yeah, definitely. That's part of why what I'm saying I'm I guess doing this.
Yeah.
So with the next question, and I mean, I guess we kind of answered that a little bit, but just to dive deeper into it, because broke, I think, is a state of mind. Could you be with someone who was broke?
Ooh, I would say, that was. I would say, no, I cannot because.
That's real.
Like you said, broke is also a state of mind. So if you're broke, you got that state of mind because there are jobs. I don't care if you're working at McDonald's just to get up to another step. Right. There are jobs out here somewhere that you could do. You could be an entrepreneur. You could, what I'm saying, wash cars. All I care. So.
Right. But so like with that, sometimes like it becomes and not my own specific situation. Well. I've been there before, so but I'll say with that, sometimes it also becomes like there was actually this video this past week on like TikTok or some shit where like this girl was interviewing this guy. She's like, okay, so you had a job. He's like, yeah. So where do you work? And he was like, oh, I work at Foreman Mills or some shit like that. And some random nigga in the background bust out laughing, and she like, I mean, he working what? Like, because I think sometimes too you have to get, and then at that point too, if you're that affected, you probably shouldn't be with someone. You need to.
Yeah, like
but
like we were saying,
that's the reality too. Sometimes with society, sometimes people can say like, I mean, as long as you're working, but then when you say what you're doing, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, okay, so like how you mentioned the guy, like, you can clean the cars. If a nigga clean the cars, would you date him? Would you clean a nigga who clean the cars right now?
it depends on how much he's bringing home.
Okay,
So, like we said, broke is a mindset, because you clean some cars to get some hella tips or whatever the case may be, or you may be the guy. Yeah, you may be the guy that clean cars, but you done stacked up so much money, or something happened that you became able to have more money to own that car wash. So it's like, I want you to have
more
always
like ambition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want you to always have that mind that this is temporary. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got that mind space, like, that's cool with me. Now you have to have a car dealing with me, yes, but just have that mind space.
I feel you. And so I think too, a part of that, because like one of the things you mentioned that I liked was just like being an entrepreneur. It's the up and down to that, because sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do without like nowadays I feel like it's becoming more easier. It's just genuinely finding a niche, but all of entrepreneurship, I believe, takes time to really see a benefit. So it's more so about that consistency, and sometimes you might have to work in between that. But what if there was someone who wasn't? But like but like it's not like you don't see them doing, you know what I'm saying, yielding these results of this thing, but it's just it's new. It's fresh.
Like they taking a leap of faith. Like I would at the end of the day I would support that person, because that could be me. And as long as you're trying and I have the tools to try to help you out, I'm gonna do it. So I would still date them. Maybe not in a relationship with them, but because
we can hang out.
we can date.
Right. I mean, and then once it hit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, baby.
Yeah, once it hit, because the only reason why I say that is because, I have my own cosmetics line, Dream Beauty Cosmetics. So it could be, I can have one sale one day, I can have 10 sales, I can have 20 sales, or I can have no sales, or I can have no sales for a whole week. Right. And then that next week, I'm booming with sales. So it's a give and take with an entrepreneur. It's like being a scammer.
Yeah.
It's a legal scammer.
Like especially when I first got them, it was like one day I'm like 10 of them in person, like 2 online. I'm like, hell yeah. Next day it's like 1 online and none in person. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and you almost gotta like, and that's just a side note of I'm learning as an entrepreneur and like a brand and shit. Like, you have to literally, in today's world, like, market the fuck out of your shit.
Yes.
You gotta keep your shit in people's fucking face. You have to.
Yeah, and as long as you're doing that, what I'm saying, I'm perfectly fine, because I understand, and I'm actually doing the same thing now. So it's like, I'm back and forth between my 9 to 5, and then I do my influencing work, or I'm on a computer trying to work, looking for influencing work. So
that's something I think I've always wanted to or admired. Like, you have like those relationships. Like, I don't know if you watch like the HGTV, like home network shit, when it be remodeling shit. There's one, Chip and Joe. They're like one of my favorites. But just like relationships like that of like collective entrepreneurs who were like on the same shit, and you know what I'm saying, rose up to that point. Like, I think that's the most comfortable type of situation. if you're in that state, but outside of that, like, you probably shouldn't be serious about like a relationship until that is at least has a basis of being figured out, like your finances, you know.
Yeah. Going back to that, I believe that's the relationship I want.
Yeah.
I want like a relationship, a real partnership. Yeah, a real partnership where, hey, babe, let's go buy this house. Let's, do this to this house and then rent it out.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I'm at today.
Definitely where I'm at. Like, I wanna, but it's like also too, because I think with that, one of my thoughts is like spending so much time. Cause it's pretty much working together. Even if you're doing something that you love, eventually it can feel like work. And like if y'all spending time at home and at work, we need a little break. So it's like I would want, ideally, someone who is an entrepreneur and there's something that maybe we can work on together, but also their own avenues, so that we can still have that time apart in what we do and still support it, But like, I got my shit. Oh well, today I can't work on that one with you because I gotta work on this, but I got you tomorrow. Like but yeah.
Yeah. I'm more of I'm very, very clingy, so
yeah.
I can see that, for other people, like I need space, but no, I'm very clingy. Like, I'm gonna be on your neck,
well,
like
it's more
24/7. Open the door while you use the bathroom. Like, I'm very, very overly clingy. Yeah.
I'm physically clingy. Like, I love to just touch. Like, I love to be all over you, but like. More so when I say space, like I guess is it for mental, but like creative space. Because like sometimes like if I'm writing, I like to get into a zone. So it's like what? So okay, so like my last relationship, it was something that I probably shouldn't have been. I'm not gonna say that. I learned a lot, but it was just a wild situation, and we ended up living together, and there'll be times when he wanted that attention, but I'm like, I'm writing, like you know what I'm saying? I'm doing some graphics right now. Like I'm doing some of these things require me to just like fully tap in. So it's like I could wait till you're not here, but like at this point we work from home. You're here.
Yeah.
Just in general. So it was like, okay, well I just need to pull away, and he would take it as like personal, as like me like trying to get space from him, and I'm like, no, it's not you. This is just what I do, and I got tired of having to explain that.
Yeah, that was
So it's like,
I'm like, you would have to get a hobby, like
yeah, and so that's what
go outside and run, like I get that part, yeah.
Like. We can, because like he drew, like he know how to draw and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so when I was working on graphics, sometimes we would collaborate there because I'm like, oh, Harry, I like how that look, and then like I'm like, all right, so maybe let me see that, and then I see what I can do digitally. Like if we had worked out, that would have been the thing that we worked on together. But it was just like that was it. So if he wasn't drawing, then it was like in my face. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say, do you have like any advice for somebody who is with someone who isn't making as much right now, and they're afraid that might be long term? Like how we said, the whole supporting thing, like they doing entrepreneur shit, the dreamer shit, and like you're bringing in the bulk of the funds, but it's like, oof, like it's a little tough right now. You're having a little moment.
Yeah, for like, just keep trying, because like I was saying, those things are temporary moments, and just trying to manifest, your dream and building your company. And as soon as you start manifesting, keep manifesting, you're going to believe it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to change your head thought, and then, and as soon as you change that, you're going to start putting action to it. So it's always a temporary thing.
Always. And so too, like just with that, I think it also comes down to really quick, how the person handles money.
Yeah.
When they do have it, like, like we said, the sales can be inconsistent. So like when they do have that, are they replenishing their brand, or you know what I'm saying, buying back into what they're doing to make that build? Are they taking care of whatever they can with you, or around the house, or whatever the case is, or are they just blowing that shit right quick?
I would say just, if you have a brand, within like 2 years, do not withdraw from your brand. Let them, you want that to be separate. Actually, you want to build your brand, and then you want to pretty much hire yourself after a while as income comes. And yeah, it's okay to, if you really, really need to use that money for funding for you and your partner, just to pay like a little Comcast bill or something like that. Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that.
That'll make it easier to stick into it, because I know that when you have it, you'll help out,
Yeah. But I don't want my partner, if that's my partner's doing, I don't want him to spend it all on me. Even though, I mean, in real life I do, but I appreciate it. But then again, it's going to take away from me, because I would have to spend on you. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay,
I really want a focused partner that knows what he wants in life, because the 16, 17, 18-year-old me, no, you're spending all your money on me. Like, I'm not asking. I don't care where you work at. I don't care where your mama. Yeah, I don't care where you get this money from. Like, I done messed with a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, scammers, all that stuff. Yeah. I didn't really give a fuck, but
I ain't gonna lie. I've been thinking about that scammer. Not for me. But like, not to do. But like, I wouldn't mind dating a scammer right now. Scam me out. I need some Beyonce tickets. Like,
yeah, but with that, that's like entrepreneurship too, because you dating a scammer.
That's how you gotta look at it.
Yeah, they when they be up, they be up, but when they be down, they be fucked up, and then it be hitting them mentally. Yeah, and then they take it out on you.
Oh, I'm sure. And see, honestly, I gotta be real. The only reason I can't do that is because I got scammed. So I've been a scammy before. Like, I got scammed last summer. So it's like I can't even turn around and be like,
are you serious?
Oh yeah, I got scammed hard. Whew. I would just say it's part of why I was in Detroit all summer.
Okay.
My bank account got wiped.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was wild. So it's like I don't even think I can do the whole as bad as I want to.
Yeah, and you don't want nobody stealing from you, so yeah. Because I have actually I got one friend let someone stay with them, and then when he was in the process of moving out, he actually was ordering stuff off my friend's card.
Oh shit.
To the apartment.
Ooh.
So I'm like, and it was like over $1,000. It was like over $1,000, and this person really thought it was okay, like just to say sorry and that's it. So I'm not. I'm not doing that. Hide your money.
Yeah, and it could have got bad. I'm gonna stop right, cause like also the ex I mentioned too, like when he had to move out and shit, he stole some shit out for me. Like some of my photography equipment, like it was wild. It was a wild shit.
My marbles is not there, because I would really, like, till this day will be at that doorstep.
I don't know what doorstep he got.
Yeah, we would have. I would have paid a detective. Like, I would have been on planes. Yeah, my marbles are not there.
Yeah, it was wild, but I appreciate you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Again, like, I feel like you're the perfect person for this one. Definitely feel free to go ahead and let the people know where to follow you and plug the brand one more time.
Definitely, definitely. You can follow me on Instagram. Is Divinely, DAVONLE. Um, and also I have a cosmetics brand that I'm actually rebranding right now. It's coming out probably the second week of May. And you can find that at www.dreambeautycosmetics.store. And that would be it.
Hey, perfect, perfect. I love it. Um, Shout out to Dream Brand.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
I love you, cuz. Have a good night. I heard that you sound like you was ordering some food earlier. You was at a drive-through window. I ain't want to say nothing. So I'm I guess I'm gonna let you eat. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't already. But yeah, have a good night.
Alrighty, you too. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So, as I said before, with the previous episode and in the beginning of this one, money is fucking important. Although at times we try not to make it so, it is. We live in a monetary world, and no matter how spiritual you try to be, how light or I don't really know the proper term to say, but unless you're a nomad or a monk, unfortunately, money is important. Now, one of my favorite quotes is "Make that money, don't let it make you." Shout out Ronnie from Players Club, but it's true. It is important. Don't lose yourself in it, and I think that's the difficulty in love and money sometimes because some people lose themselves in the pursuit of money. But that's why you have to keep yourself grounded. But don't act like you don't need the funds. And especially as we get older, we have to be aware of each other's finances for several reasons. And, not immediately, but I feel somewhere in the beginning so that you can plan accordingly and decide whether or not that you want to deal with it. Don't be superficial, but be real. Be real about what you have and be real about what you can handle. Money can come and go, but love won't. So be careful with those decisions. I want to say thank you guys so much for listening. As always, don't forget to check out my poetry books, The Boy Who Lucid Dreamed and The Boy Who Stood in the Rain, both available on Amazon and Kindle, coming soon to Audible. Follow the official Instagram page for the pod, love_journal podcast. And until next time, love. Peace.
All I really wanna see is the money. I don't really need a D, I need the money. All a bad bitch need is the money.